1340 96.5 KVGC. On the phone with me, Douglas Viviani of Everything Old is New Again. And before we move any further, Douglas, in the Viviani family, do you not celebrate, but do you honor daylight savings time, or do you just let the clock stay the same year-round?
Oh, no, we have to change it up because otherwise the kids would be late to school and all of that, so there's no choice. We do it, but I'm one of these guys. It's just me. This is totally me. The time and what it looks like outside and the time is totally irrelevant, except for like on a weekend. I don't mind even the seasons when it gets dark outside early and stuff, and the leaves change, and people always complain about it getting cold and whatever. I don't know. It's just me. I roll with it. I don't question it, and it is. I'm like an animal. Like a cat doesn't know what time it is, right? They just kind of look at the outside. Oh, the sun's going down. Okay, I guess it's nighttime.
See, I'm with you. Yeah, I'm with you. I don't know what the big, people say. We need to stay to standard time, or we need to stay to daylight. I don't know. I don't understand what the problem is. I like it.
Yeah,
I like it.
What's the beef?
Exactly.
The season, what season you're in. And by the way, are we going out playing baseball or something anyway? Like, what are we doing?
Right.
We're in a car on the way home to and from work anyway. What difference does it make? So here's the difference. You turn your headlights on or you don't, right? I mean, hate to say it. I'm not on vacation. I don't have, I don't know. Maybe people have a different life. I'm just so wrapped up with driving the kids to and from all these things and what's going on and preparing for the show and doing law stuff. I don't have time to even look out the window sometimes, do I?
How far do you have to drive to the office, to the courts, do you have a long commute every day or a short commute?
It depends which one. There's 4 courts around that I go to. 2 of them are probably a good. The longest is about 40 minutes, and the shortest is about 15.
Oh wow! Okay.
So
right.
yeah, it does add up after a while. It gets a little bit much, but I have a home office, so I come back in the afternoon, so anywhere between 12 and 2, and I'm sitting, in my PJs, doing law on the computer.
so this is Saturday. Daylight savings time comes to an end tonight. What about Halloween candy? Any Halloween candy left
Holy
over?
Smokes. I don't know what you do. We buy too much, number one. Number two, the kids went out on Halloween night. 3 hours. You ever get this? You remember these days, you go out and you hook up with, friends of the kids' parents, and all of you go out together. And so now it's this group mentality, so you can't really walk the street that you actually wanted to walk. You got to do, this one's got to go to their grandmother and meet at that house, and this one's going to be another friend, whatever. So before you know it, you're through the neighborhoods, and instead of doing it for 45 minutes to an hour, it's 2 hours, 2.5 hours you're out there, and because you're only one way back to the house, so you might as well hit the homes on the way, home. So these kids, Leo, literally, we took 2 bags, and I carried one bag after he filled the first bag with candy. So we have candy in the shelves till New Year's. It'll be good till New Year's.
Whoa. Stop. Wait a second now. You're not one of those parents that dresses up and goes trick-or-treating. So you were carrying your own bag, getting your own
No, I was carrying
food?
Leo's extra bag. After he filled it up, I threw it on my belt, and I carried his second bag from his,
Oh, okay.
So I do put an outfit on, though.
You do?
I have the body for it, so I can't help but put on. I have an old Yankees jersey with just the number 3 on the back, and so I would put a Yankee hat on and a bat. So I'm.
So do you?
I'm Babe Ruth.
Do you kind of ration out the candy? Like, okay, you can only have 3 pieces, or do you let them just go to it? And
I kind of just let them go to it. My wife is something. She separates the chocolate from the other kind of candy, and they're in different Ziploc bags. And now the kids have Ziploc bags themselves with their name on the Ziploc bags. Everyone knows whose candy is what. And Dad ignores that late night. I dig in with a little cup of coffee. I'll have one.
Exactly. Exactly.
No one knows. No one's the wiser. Hey, where are those Reese's going? Gee, I don't know, guys. Boy, you must be eating them pretty quick.
So this is the way it works here at the radio station. There's a parade. The Jackson Lions Club for 50 plus years have been hosting a parade. The parade starts about 5:30 down Main Street, goes all the way down Main Street to City Hall, where the Lions are waiting there with bags of candy for every kid. And there's a substantial amount of candy. And a free hot dog for everyone. And it used to be sodas. Now it's water. Who eats a hot dog and a bottle of water? But anyway, that's what it is. So before that, the kids get to trick or treat on Main Street, and they usually start at about 3:30, 4 o'clock, and they'll go to all the businesses, down one side and come up, and then they go line up in front of the firehouse, and the costumes are judged and so forth. So we bought 400 bags of candy. They've been sequestered in my office.
400 pieces of candy?
400 pieces.
Bags?
400 pieces. 400 pieces of candy.
Oh, okay.
And like I say, they've been locked in my office. So I brought them out yesterday and put them. We have a cauldron, a big plastic cauldron. Filled up the cauldron. One piece per kid. We all know the drill.
Right.
We all know the drill. Now I might have bought 600 pieces last year. I couldn't remember, but we've had these power outages and things have just been,
it's crazy.
The Nationals won the World Series. 49ers are 8-0. Things are crazy here in California, okay?
Right.
Just crazy. So I couldn't remember if I bought 4. Well, anyway, long story short, 400 pieces of candy, one piece per kid, gone within an hour. Poof.
Oh, boy. Now you panic, right?
Nope, we just locked the door. Well, what are you going to do? No, I mean, seriously.
Right.
It's the way it is. Sorry.
Yeah.
And then at home, in contrast to my house, we have a bag of candy sitting there in a bowl waiting. Nobody comes over. But see, I live on a hill.
Right.
I live on a hill, and you gotta want.
You gotta work it, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And there are a lot of, like, where JD lives and other neighborhoods. Plus, it's a school night.
Right.
And by the time the parade and everything gets over, it's like 6 o'clock or so, and then you get back to your car, you get home, 6:30, got to eat, maybe you're going to eat a real dinner, kids got to get ready for school. But Teresa and I drove around last night we went to see JD's house, he wanted to show us, and then we got back home about 7:30, and there were still kids roaming streets, none at our streets, but roaming the streets. And then by 8:30, we just turned the light out and said, "Okay, no more." So now I get a whole bag of candy.
I'm surprised because you always hear about the kids that are in the junior high and especially high school. Oh, they don't do it anymore. They don't want to do it anymore. The Goldbergs did a show about it, whatever. I don't see that being true around here. I mean, there are kids after kids after kids, and they're hooking up together. Like, there's one group, and there's my friends, and then all of a sudden you're walking around with 10 kids, and they run past a group of another 5 and 10. They're all over the place. Maybe it's the neighborhood. It depends, But
see, we have that
alive and well up by us. That's for sure.
We have that same thing here. You'll see at the door. There'll be 2 little kids, and then mom and dad will be dressed in costumes with bags, and it's like, come on.
Mom and dad's looking at GSE too?
Come on, yeah. Come on. But you know what?
It's $5 for a bag of 100 or something, isn't it?
But you know what, Douglas? Then, I always tell these guys, don't give the parents candy. You be tough. You don't give them to the kids. You don't know the parents. They can go out and buy their own candy. And then when I'm out there giving candy to the parents, oh, hey, here you go. Everybody gets, because then I start thinking, you know what? Hey, this guy or gal, they took the time to get dressed up too. You know what? Hey, you get a piece of candy too. Everybody gets candy.
That's unbelievable. Well, you know what they do? Instead of the candy around here in the neighborhoods, and we're lucky there are no hills in this particular neighborhood, parents put, like, on a wheelbarrow, like a little bar, and they're walking around with a cooler of beer or mixed drinks and things walking around. And those are the cops.
No, I've done that a couple of, especially when JD was younger. I used to go trick-or-treating with the owner of the radio station at the time, Larry Rutter. And Larry and I would go out and have like a little pint of brandy with us, as the kids are trick-or-treating.
Because where were working it, man. We're working for 2.5 hours with these kids having a grand old time. We're making sure they don't get hit by cars and making sure that they're not running on people's grass.
And there's always a house too that you go to where the people say, "Come on in for a bit, come on in," and so you go in and, "Hey, you want a drink? You want a drink? Yeah, sure. Here you go. What do you want? Just give me vodka on the rocks. So I don't got to worry about anything. Okay, here you go."
Oh, nice. I don't get that.
Oh yeah, I've got that.
Here's the other question. Now, I think that.
See, you got to roll Cali style. See, you guys ain't got it over there.
Yeah,
you know
I will. That's not a bad idea. When my kids get older, I'll invite people, and I'll be that guy. In the meantime, next year I'm bringing out the wine and beer as we go around on the wheat barrel or whatever it's going to be. But now here's the thing. I think that, and there isn't one lobby of pizza parlors, or because they're all individual except for the Domino's and whatever. But around us, there's tons of pizza places, but they're all individually owned, so they're not going to advertise whatever. But you know how turkey, of course, is Thanksgiving's meal. Yeah. I think Halloween, at least by us, is well. Let me ask you: is there a meal that people eat for Halloween in California?
I would say pizza. We have a pizza chain here in California, which is a take and bake pizza chain, Papa Murphy's, and they do a jack-o'-lantern pizza. And what it is, it's a pizza, it's cheese pizza with the pepperoni in the shape of a jack-o'-lantern face.
Oh, I love that. That's a great idea.
Wow.
And
so I would say, pizza probably.
I agree. Same thing. I know the pizza guy around the corner, and there's a bunch of them. Of course, I know them all. And I can tell you how or why, but the bottom line is they all say Halloween night is, if not their biggest night, one of the biggest nights of the year for them.
And
everyone's getting pizza, even walking around, because who's going to cook and what have you,
I'll tell you the next busiest night, I'll bet you, the next busiest night if it's not the busiest night, the night before Thanksgiving.
Okay.
Ask your pizza buddies.
It's a big bar night out here.
Ask your pizza buddies. Yeah, here too, it's kind of turned into for the youngsters, it's kind of turned into a big night the night before.
So a quick slice and they're off.
Hey, I was talking about this on Thursday morning during the show about trick-or-treating as a kid, and a couple of things you never wanted to get. Never wanted to get raisins.
Right.
Or pennies or nickels. Remember trick-or-treating for UNICEF?
Oh, the box came around. We had the box, but Leo didn't want to take it with him. Yes.
You guys, they still do it?
They still do it. Oh, yeah. They bring the box home. You fold it into a box, hoo-ha, and you walk a trick-or-treat for UNICEF. Yeah, because that was, I don't know what that was like. You're begging anyway, but when it comes down to the money, all of a sudden you're like, oh, what am I doing here? Isn't it still,
because I remember it was about the size of like an animal cracker box.
Yes, exactly, with a little handle on it.
Yeah, and you trick or treat for UNICEF. Okay, here's a penny.
I didn't see anybody doing it, though. They handed out for everyone to do it, but I was out and about. I didn't see one kid carrying it.
Well, that's because nowadays with inflation, they'd have to put a $5 bill to equal a penny or a nickel back in the day.
And is that money really going to where not the people that gave it to us, but the kid? Is the kid putting it in his pocket or giving it to you? Or what?
You, Douglas. That's
a bit of a mess. It really is.
Hey, what's up with this week's show?
I trust UNICEF. Don't get me wrong. I'm talking about the kids.
I know.
Well, I mean, with Halloween and everything else, it's time for a little bit of fun on the radio, and we all, we develop characters right on the radio, and we also develop characters when we're in Halloween, and so we figured let's, bring along those lines. We're going to bring Fondue and Barbecue Guy back, but we're going to task them with the task of planning the Everything Old is New Again Halloween party. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So we've got them doing that, and meanwhile, Fondue Guy's son is in town, a little kid that's going to kind of join the festivities, and I don't know that he's entirely 100% all right in the head. We'll see what goes on with that.
He should move in with Barbecue Guy for a year.
That's what I say, because he'd be a good influence, because he right now lives in England with his mom. They're separated, and he's got some odd beliefs and thoughts, and he's going astray. So Barbecue would straighten him right out.
He would.
Like he did the kale and cauliflower pizza and all that stuff. No. And, of course, Barbecue Guy is the exact opposite.
We're having hoagies and beer for breakfast.
Exactly.
Cold pizza.
Cold pizza.
Yeah. Yeah.
Leftover pizza from
What do you call a sandwich? Like we call them. The big term is submarine sandwich.
Heroes.
Here, you call them heroes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All
right. And where were they in California?
It's like
you say hoagies or you say
no? It's a submarine. So we would call them like a submarine sandwich
because in New England they're hoagies.
Yeah. Okay.
Didn't know what that. That's a good question. We should do a show on.
Yes. Yeah. You should sample them. Do you guys have?
Not a bad idea.
Do you have shops like Togo's or Subway places?
Yeah, there's a Subway. There's also a Mike's.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Subway,
Mike's. Yeah.
Something or other. Yes, we've got those.
Jersey Mike's. Isn't it Jersey Mike's?
Jersey Mike's, right.
Jersey,
but honestly, they really hugely pale by comparison to the individually owned deli.
Oh, yeah. You guys got the king of it there. I mean, I wouldn't even... Yeah.
These sandwiches, they're cutting the meat right there in the delis, and they're making the sandwich for you.
You guys were talking about that one night. You and David were talking about going into a deli and getting the sandwich.
I think it was doing the sandwich show, I think.
Yeah,
and,
I think it was.
Yeah, totally different worlds, than those pre-mades with the bread. And I don't even like the bread at Subway. It's too hard to figure out what bread to have, and they all have this distinctive flavor and taste. I don't know. Do you like the bread at Subway?
I always get sourdough, and it never tastes like sourdough.
Right.
But it's the closest thing to white bread, and
it's bread it's got a flavor that you cannot get anywhere else, and I'm glad for that.
Yes.
That makes sense. I don't really like the flavor. Anyway.
Tonight and tomorrow night at 6 o'clock, Everything Old is New Again. Each week examining our pop culture, where it came from, why it's still popular, always making radio fun. You guys got a Thanksgiving show lined up for us?
We sure do.
Okay.
It's going to be fun. I'm going to keep it secret. We've got some fun going on there.
Okay. And how about a Christmas show? Anything special going into the holidays?
No Christmas. We didn't do Christmas this year. We have to do that yet. We have a retrospective for 2 shows of the best of sandwiching the Christmas and New Year's holidays.
Does David celebrate Hanukkah or Christmas?
He actually celebrates both. His wife is Catholic, so he celebrates both.
Okay.
More on the he's less religious than his wife, so it's more on the
more on the Catholic side than it is on the Jewish. Okay, that'd be interesting to have him do a show. That could be a whole show himself. He can just do it himself.
Struggle and what to do. You just got to be careful because Santa comes up, and I don't want to really I don't want any secrets get out.
He's getting the guilt from both ends on that one. You know what I'm saying? So
the presents. He's got to buy both sets of presents.
All right. Hey, have a good show tonight.
Thanks. You too. Happy Halloween, everybody. Enjoy.